Well, welcome everybody back. This is Marcy, and I'm here with Marlo. And today, and he's just gonna sit there and
You said, welcome everybody back. Welcome back, everybody. This is Marlo, and I'm sitting here with Marcy. And
did I say it that bad, huh?
It was just funny.
Okay, welcome back, Cotter. That was never mind. I'm old. That was before your time, right?
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Anyway, today we're talking about waiting on God.
Yeah.
We're going. Do we wait on God? Are we patient? And that's where it comes down to is patience. So many times we feel like we're waiting for an answer from Him or waiting for Him to return. We're waiting for God.
Yes, we're waiting on Him, as always. I mean, we've been waiting on Him. There's people before us been waiting on Him.
Thousands of years they've been waiting on Him.
And as we're waiting on Him,
what are we doing with our time?
Yeah.
I guess. And
hopefully not the wrong things.
Hopefully not. You know, Psalms 37, 6 and 7. And He shall bring forth the righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for Him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. And it's important, to realize waiting on God, His time isn't like our time.
Yes.
And nobody really knows. They always said it was like, a day in heaven was like 10,000 years on earth, or nobody knows for sure, how His time runs. Has it only been a few days in His time since He put us here?
We're ready for Him to come.
Well, hopefully it was a 3-day trial.
Yeah.
So it's not just waiting on Him to return, though. So many times we get impatient with Him. You pray, Lord, please, I really need this, or I want this, or, I need an answer, and you wait. And you think, He's not answering my prayers. And so many times, for one, He's already answered them. Sometimes knows the answer, because He knows what's best for us. But it's one thing we have to work on is our patience with God, is waiting, because He works in His time. In His divine time.
God's time.
And His time is really the only time. It will happen when it's meant to happen, when it's right for it to happen, if it's right for it to happen. And we just have to learn to be patient. Do what we're supposed to do in the meantime. To help others, follow His path. He gave us an instruction book. Follow it. Take the time to sit down and read it. Read the scriptures. What am I supposed to be doing in the meantime? It's kind of like, you buy something and want to put it together and you throw the instructions away and all you have is a picture of what it looks like when it's done. Well, how am I supposed to get it to that point? You don't have to worry about that.
So many people, with what you just used, so many people are ready for it to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
The finished product of it. And I've learned and been learning on my journey with God that it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You talk about His time, God's time. God's time is so different than ours. We on this earth want it now.
Mm-hmm.
But we forget that there's a build up to it. You got to put in the work for it. Then when God feels like it's time to bless you with it, He will. Now, one thing we forget is His answer may be different than what we're looking for. I've, with my journey, He's answered a lot of my prayers. A lot of things I've wanted over the years, my life.
Just wasn't the answer you thought it was going to be, was it?
And it was not the answer I thought it would be. Um, and it it took years to get what he had for me. And it's all in God's time. You have to be patient. Because then when you get that, and you get to that point, and if your faith is strong with God, I mean, that's the important part. If your faith is strong with God, you'll be able to step back and look and say, wow, this is what I wanted. This is what I prayed for.
This is what I've always asked for. I've always wanted. Not, and 99% of the time it seems like you're like, but it is not what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't where I seen it going or how I thought I would be at this point in my life. But it's better than what you expected in a whole different way. You know, and it just comes down to patience, waiting for him, waiting for that answer, waiting for him, you know, doing what's right in the meantime.
Now, I will probably say, if at some point you're already working towards that and you're doing the right thing already, you're not having to have an intervention with God. You know, if you're already on the path with God, trust in him and your faith, things are going to come a lot sooner. Because you're already you're on that path. But for those of us who aren't on that path or who weren't on that path, it's going to take some moving things around and pushing things away to get to your ultimate goal that he has for you. See, we don't realize that in our lives, we're the one causing the chaos because of the choices we're making, the people we choose to hang around. That's what we're not seeing. We are our own demise in our lives.
Yeah.
Once we're able to push that away, push all the people away from us that don't belong there, who's bringing us down, who keeping us down, who don't want better for us, then we can get to that point with God.
That ta-da, here it is.
Yeah.
Little light comes on over your head, blink, blink, blink. Yeah. Here it is.
And that's what we are not seeing. We're hard-headed.
Yeah.
We love these earthly, these worldly things.
And all they do is hinder us and hold us back from our greatness.
You know, and not saying by no means you shouldn't have money, you shouldn't have a good job. You know, yeah, he wants us to have these things, but to accumulate them in the right way, in the right form, doing the right things.
Doing the right thing with it.
Yes, and doing the right thing with it. You know, it's important.
It's not a sin to have money.
To do the right things all the time for his glory, for his children. The things that he created for us to love, to care for. That's the important part. He's given us all these things, and we ain't doing nothing with it but sinking it.
Yeah, our Titanic's going down quick. They done quit bailing out even, I think. They done threw the buckets overboard too. It's just taking on water. And that's the problem. You know, we are literally our own demise. We're allowing our own demise on this earth. We're not stepping up to, you know, what needs to be done. And you know, I kind of reminds me. I was watching the news last night with my daughter. We seen something on there, and they were talking about the virus. But it was talking about, I think she said it was like New Zealand or something. They're going back on lockdown. It's like their third time on lockdown because they've had 2 cases all of a sudden, or 3. So they're shutting everything down again to stop it. And the thing is, they haven't had to live the way we're living. They go on lockdown for a short time and they kill it out whenever there's just a few cases that appear. All their businesses are open and running. They've never had to wear masks. They're allowed to come and go anywhere and everywhere they want to go. Because they went on lockdown and they put a stop to it to begin with. We cannot allow it to take us over. It's not necessarily government trying us down. We're keeping ourselves down by not just putting a stop to this. Why do people not want it to stop? If you have the chance to save lives by spending a little bit of time at home, it's kind of what God wants us to take care of each other, and we're not taking care of each other right now. We are not loving thy neighbor by going out and continuing to spread this. Everyone is so consumed, and you can't make me do this. You can't make me do that. That's a selfish way. And God doesn't want us to live a selfish way. He's giving us time to see the error of our ways. We're living on God's time. So wake up and use this time that He is giving us to really see what He wants us to see. Live the way He wants us to live. Because, like we said, His time and our time are two different things. He's given us time to see what we need to do. We all need to wake up and see it. Anything else for you?
No, that's it on my end.
All right. Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us. Check out our Facebook page. Links down below. We have an email address if you'd like to contact us. We hope you guys have an amazing day, and may God bless you all.